Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Today we are here with a brand new season of F1 2014 career mode. You guys have been commenting so much about this series, and yes, it is finally back. And this season we're going to be doing something very different. Every race we're going to be starting in last place and then fighting through the field and hopefully having more entertaining races, because I realised last season a lot of the races were me just holding up cars, and I thought that's not that exciting to watch. So what I decided to do is drop the difficulty down one, because I'm not really that fast. I think legend difficulty is a bit too fast for me. Drop it down to, I think it's expert, and then we're going to start at the back of the grid every single race, then fight our way through the field and hopefully have a lot more interesting races. And that is the aim throughout this whole career mode. I really hope you guys are going to enjoy this career mode. I know it's a little bit different to what a lot of other people are doing, but I'm hoping it's going to be exciting and entertaining to watch. And also, a lot of you guys have been saying you need to install some mods to make this a lot better, Alex. So basically, I've already installed 5 mods, the ones that I've been looking on Race Department. I've said these are probably the best 5 ones to install. We've got new tyre textures, new camera views, new engine sound, modded helmets, and a new HUD. And all of these mods are highly rated on Race Department, so I'll try and leave a link down in the description to at least Race Department, so I can sort of direct you guys there if you want to do some of the stuff for yourself. So anyway, Australia, last place on the grid, no % chance of rain, which is going to hopefully help us here, as we're going to hope to get past the back markers ASAP. And here we are, going to the track, and I really hope you guys are going to enjoy this, because I feel it's going to be a lot more exciting to see me overtake cars instead of just holding up cars throughout the whole race. So here we are, going out the pit lane as Ferrari for the first race. It's going to be tough, I'm not going to lie, because Australia, it's a track where you can overtake, but there are only a couple of places where you can actually make it work. So it looks like Daniel Ricciardo is going to put it on pole position. My teammate Fernando Alonso is in 3rd place on the grid. If we look to the back of the grid, there's me, my modded Martini liveried helmet. I think it's actually supposed to be a Bottas helmet. I thought it was pretty cool. I might switch around with a lot of them throughout this whole career mode. Hopefully you guys don't mind that. But here we are, back of the grid. Ericsson and Chilton in front of us. Red lights are on. Lights out, and away we go here in Australia. Both Marussias and the Caterham of Ericsson, none of them getting very good starts there, so it looks like we're going to get down the inside of them, all going down into turn 1 here, and hopefully get past a couple of other people as well. Kobayashi's actually had a pretty good start. He is in that 17th place here, as he's going side by side with Roman Grosjean, and building up through the gears now into the slipstream with Kobayashi. Where are we going to go? Because this is the part of the track where everyone bunches together, and it's very hard to get a pass without making any contact here. Hulkenberg very slow on the inside. Cars going around the outside, a bit of contact. I think that was actually Kobayashi around the outside there. A little bit of contact. Now Gutierrez and Maldonado going side by side. There's a bit of contact as Gutierrez brakes, and Grosjean manages to get past me, and Kobayashi's right behind. Then Grosjean brakes really early. Ayo, what are you doing here on the first lap? They're all over the place now. Going to dive down the inside of Grosjean there and manage to get back into 17th place here. And now build up through the gears once again and try and get after Gutierrez, who's now got about a second advantage over us after the small mishap there with Roman Grosjean. And look in front of them, they've got Lotus and Maldonado, and one of the Force Indias is actually really far down the field there. I think it might be Perez, who's had a bad start and he's really down the field outside the points by quite a long way there, which is not where Force India were in the real life start of the season. They were quite high up, weren't they? And now going through, this is the part of the track where you've got to keep your foot in, keep the accelerator on, otherwise you're going to be losing a lot of times with the AI. But looks like we've actually gained quite a bit to the AI there. We've actually got a bit more downforce than the Saubers and the Lotuses here, so we've managed to get that gap down from Gutierrez to a couple of tenths of a second now. We're running a tad wide through there, not exactly what you'd want, but now into the final couple of turns here. Gutierrez right in front of us. Are we going to be able to capitalise maybe on a slipstream? Well, not really, because around this final corner is where my car was struggling, and I lose maybe about a tenth of a second there, but we do manage to get into the slipstream with Esteban Gutierrez here down into turn 1. Are we going to manage to get, yeah, we're going to pull to the inside here and brake a little bit later, manage to get into 16th place there, and good stuff, moving up a position, and now the chase of Pastor Maldonado and his Lotus. As we start to get to sort of 13th, 12th place, it's going to start to get into the cars where they're actually quite competitive, because in the midfield in F1 2014 it is very close, so the Ferrari isn't really that much faster than, for example, a Force India, so that's going to be the part of the field where I'm going to struggle the most to get past them. But Maldonado doesn't seem too fast. They've got the gap down to about 2 tenths of a second, and he's going pretty slowly here, so we're going to get into the slipstream. Not really a place you'd look to go for an overtake, but Maldonado is pretty slow, so we're going to dive to the inside here, brake a little bit later into this next turn. It's actually Nico Hulkenberg that's down the field here, so that's not good for him whatsoever. And Hulkenberg Going on to lap 3 this is, and breaking down the inside of him and fellow German driver Adrian Sutil, who's actually having a pretty good race. Now Kvyat around the outside, that wasn't too hard. Now Verne is in front of us here, and it actually looks like there's a McLaren there in 10th place. I think it's actually Button was here in a second here as we late dive down the inside of Verne on lap number 4, and yes, it is Jenson Button in P10. What is happening to him here today? DRS wide open once again as we go on to lap number 5. Button not really in a position to overtake him, but he's very slow into turn 1 as he tries to overtake the car in front of him, which is Perez, who's actually got up the field a little bit here. So Perez had a bad start but managed to get through the field, and now right behind Sergio Perez. Going to get past him. Yes, we're looking to the inside and we're going to brake a little bit later here, and they go side by side. Perez not backing out there, but we do manage to get the move done. And Rosberg down in 8th place. That's very strange to see. I'm not too sure why he's so far down the order, but he's quite far ahead of us here. But look at this. Safety car deployed on lap number 6 here for a retirement. I can't remember who actually retired from the race here, but we'll see at the end of the race. But very weird to see. I didn't actually expect to see the safety car being deployed. And now you can have one of those mods where it means that the AI are more aggressive and all that sort of stuff, but I didn't install that because that means that you can't go online, and obviously I've got to record my co-op series and everything, so I didn't record any, didn't install, I should say, any of those mods, and it should still be good racing because of all of the other mods we've got. But just we won't see the AI crashing and all that sort of stuff as much as I'd maybe like. But I just don't want to damage the game. I mean that I can't go online, which is an essential part of my co-op series, obviously. So out of the pit lane here, in 12th place, is it 13th place as someone goes past us here? And who's this right behind us coming out the pit lane here? I think, yeah, it looks like it's Chilton. Chilton is the person that ended up coming behind us there. But look, everyone else coming into the pit lane on number 7. I thought, wow, this race has gone really well, hasn't it? We managed to get through the field thanks to that safety car, and somehow we've managed to get into 4th place here. And Perez, of all people, is leading this race from Hamilton and Vettel. So a very strange set of circumstances, which means Perez leads the race, but he doesn't lead it for long because he dives into the pit lane at lap number 8, which is very strange. Not too sure why he didn't come in lap number 7 and not lose a huge amount of time, but Vettel was second in front of us here, Button 1.4 seconds back, so it's going to be a tough race here to the end. I mean, look at the cars in front of us. The Mercedes is very fast, the Red Bull is fast. It's going to be hard for me and my Ferrari, even on the easier difficulty, to get past them here, because they are still probably a good half second faster a lap than me, even before we put the difficulty on. So it's going to be tough, I've got to say. It's going to be frustrating if we can't get any further up the order here because they're so close in front of us here, but we just don't have that car underneath us to get there. But we're closing in on Vettel, surprisingly, and we might even be in the slipstream here to look for an overtake. Here in Sebastian Vettel, we're putting to the outside, we're looking to the inside of Vettel. We're going to look to the inside. No, we don't. We brake it early. Interesting. I'm not too sure why I braked early, but we braked early, and that lost us a bit of time there. Lap number 12. We started to have a little bit more of an attack. We're into the fast fuel mixture now, as you can see on the right hand side of your screen, and we pulled the gap down a little bit here, purple sector 1, and closing the gap down to Vettel once again. Hamilton's sort of gone off into the distance a little bit here, so he's not going to be an easy one to catch, but let's be honest, we probably weren't going to win this race even if we got past Vettel here. But into the slipstream once again as Sebastian Vettel, but we get slightly sideways. The grass on our tyres is not helping us out there, and really it's going to be a tough job to get past him. We go purple through sector 2 here. Vettel is closer and closer, but we just don't manage to get it done, unfortunately. You can see at the end of the lap here, we've lost over a second to Vettel here, and they're down into turn 1. This is where it all goes wrong. Looking the inside wheel there and going across the grass, all over the grass, getting grass all over the tyres. We do get DRS, but unfortunately it cost us too much time. We ended up dropping back from Vettel, and I think at the end of the day, guys, I think this is the right difficulty for me. I'm a little bit faster than the AI, for example, like Alonso or whatever, my teammate. I'm a bit faster than him, but starting at the back of the grid should sort of even it out throughout the whole career mode. And yeah, we're going to come home in 3rd place, which is a really good result considering we started in 22nd place. But it won't all be that easy. A lot of that was down to the safety car. If we didn't have that safety car, we could have easily been outside the top 10 here. I mean, look at the other people in the top 10. Look at that, Sutil in 6th, Verne in 5th, Button in 4th. And people like Alonso down in 9th. You've got Rosberg and Massa outside the points. I think you guys can tell this career mode is going to be really, really exciting, and hopefully you guys are going to get on board with the idea and really enjoy it throughout. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Once again, thank you so much for watching this series. I really do appreciate it. We're back in about a week's time for another episode, and yeah, please leave a like on the video. It really does help me out. It really will help the career mode throughout the whole career mode. If this first video gets a lot of views and comments, it really helps the whole series get a lot of momentum, and I really do appreciate the support, guys. So yeah, thank you once again. I appreciate it, and I'll see you, said, in about a week's time for another episode. And yeah, thanks again for watching. It's been Alex, I'm out here. Goodbye.